Hello and welcome back to Andy's Library. We're starting a new series today. Katelyn and I, successful with our last case.
Yes, so it's time to try it again.
And we're gonna try with After the Funeral.
And we actually have the same copy this time.
Yep. This is from my mom.
This is from Amazon.
I tried to get it out of the Pittsburgh Library, but no thank you, Pittsburgh Library. It took too long.
Oh.
Yeah, I don't know what else they're working on. And Katelyn, what do you got there? Your new tab.
Okay, so we were just talking about this because, I like to tab my books, kind of got out of the habit, got back into it, and what has really excited me and helped me get back into it is I found all of these colored tabs where there's just
They're so
many
pretty.
colors. And so I can coordinate the color with the book. Because it used to bother me when it clashed.
Yeah,
So
and some of
I
them
don't
are
have to
too
worry about
neon. Yeah, they look so pretty. So I'm gonna link it. I'm gonna link that in my description.
This is not sponsored.
No, but we're gonna link it. And also, we don't have a whiteboard for this mystery, so I think I'm gonna try and just have the edit and put our clues in the back here somewhere. We'll see if that works.
We'll see.
So we got a lot of suggestions to do this after the funeral, and the suggestions we got said that at the end of it, it has the classic where Hercule Poirot pulls everyone together and goes through. So that's what we're hoping for.
We'll know when it's time.
Mm-hmm. That's our hope.
Okay.
And then when that happens, we're gonna stop, make our prediction, and then read the last part.
Okay.
All right. So right now we've read the first 5 chapters. We have the following suspects. Do you have yours listed out?
My notebook is over there.
Oh, okay.
I can grab it.
Okay. So we have the first thing is Richard, who is like the lead or the oldest brother in this rich family, and it's his funeral, and he's dead, and almost his younger sister makes this comment. He was murdered, correct?
Yeah, that was Cora.
Mm-hmm.
And everybody else is kind of shocked when she says that. She says it like assuming that they all know, he was murdered. And they're like, why would you say that?
Yeah. And the other people there are mostly her nieces and nephews. Like, there's not a whole lot of brothers and sisters left. It's mostly like nieces and nephews. So the only other person there was like 2 sisters-in-law, right?
Yeah, Helen.
So we have Helen and Maud.
Well, did you see there's a family tree in this?
Oh, yes. So Helen and Maud are the 2 sisters-in-law. And then the other ones are all nieces and nephews. So we've got George, Susan, and Rosamond, and their spouses.
And I think Cora is an aunt, correct?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah, Cora's an aunt. So Cora kind of blurts this out, and then
she ends up murdered.
Yeah,
Pretty gruesomely.
pretty gory.
A hatchet.
Yeah, it's disturbing.
Yeah.
And it's because especially they said something about Lizzie Borden.
Yeah,
That
Lizzie
was
Borden
gross.
took an axe. Whatever that poem is.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's the day after the funeral. And so like everybody else has gone home, she's gone home, and she's in bed taking a nap like during the day.
Yeah.
And somebody apparently breaks into the house because there's a shattered window.
Mm-hmm.
And takes a hatchet to her.
So, crime of passion, maybe.
That could be.
So, the murder happens pretty quickly in this Agatha Christie
Yeah,
versus
there's
the last
actually
one.
like 2 people dead.
Yeah, we got 2 murders already, probably.
But,
And we have our list of suspects, Helen and Maud,
mm-hmm.
the 2 sisters-in-law, George, a nephew, he's kind of shifty,
Yeah.
maybe an investor.
I think he's a single guy.
Yeah, he just seems a little.
Seems like he's hard up for money.
Mm-hmm.
It might be like getting into some shady business deals.
Plays the ponies.
He does.
Which is where he
And
won.
actually, that's his alibi.
Yep, and he even
For the
knows who
winner.
won, which I think we need to know that he was pretty quick on who won.
Yeah.
We might need to know that.
Okay.
That he
I
was
do
making
have that.
his own alibi.
His alibi. I have that tabbed so that we
Oh.
can refer back to that then.
Oh, good. And then I have written down that George and Rosamond were the ones that read about the murder in the paper. I don't know if that's helpful.
And they also had a supposed alibi.
Mm-hmm.
That they were like, she was out shopping, he was doing something else, I forget, but
Yeah.
Susan and her husband did not really have an alibi. They just said they were home all day,
Yep.
which is actually like the least suspicious.
I know. Yeah, and they were home all day and their phone wasn't working, which is why nobody could get a hold of that. Which just seemed like, okay, so you don't care about an alibi. That's terrible. So Susan's the niece married to this Greg, who just seems like nondescript until they say something about like, oh, maybe you were involved in the murder, and then all of a sudden he's like, why would you say that? So he gets all of a sudden
defensive.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So one thing that's like the obvious motive that I think Agatha wants you to be thinking is a motive is money, because the Richard who passed away left like this very large legacy behind. They're all beneficiaries in his will, and Cora with her death is not so much of a money motive because she just didn't have a lot to her name.
Right.
So, but I'm assuming the motive for her was like she knew something about Richards, because she's the only one who like thought that he was murdered.
Yep. And he visited her 3 weeks before he was murdered, and then she changed her will. It just seems like.
And when he visited her, he told her he thinks somebody's poisoning him.
Yes, that's right. You know what? The butler could again be a suspect.
Yeah, I was thinking
he seemed
that.
a little. Mm-hmm. Yeah, and the butler's kind of nostalgic for the old days. Isn't a big fan of the nieces and nephews.
Yes.
So I mean, we should add him as a suspect.
I think so, for sure. And I also think the lawyer, Mr. Entwistle, I feel like he can be a suspect too, because he's not just a lawyer, he's also an old friend of Richard's.
Mm-hmm.
And I was just rereading when it was talking about like what he did the day of Cora's murder. He is talking about what he did in the morning, and then there's lost time where he doesn't tell you what he did. At 6 p.m. he's getting the call that she was murdered. And so I feel like it's a possibility. I don't know location-wise how far away he is from where she was murdered, but I feel like it could be a possibility that he has something to do with it.
Okay, we're gonna add him as a suspect too.
Yeah.
And it's a little weird that we don't know who Richard was married to. That isn't even on the family tree. And he has a son, Mortimer. You don't even know. They don't even list who he's married to. So is that a question?
True. I mean, I feel like she's been gone for a while, I'm assuming. I don't know.
Yeah.
I forget what they said about her.
Nothing. I don't think they said anything. Yeah. Isn't that weird?
Yeah, that is weird.
Yeah, so maybe there's, and the fortune comes from their mother, Richard's mother, and she seems nondescript. They just say that, it was like a family business that took off, and that's the only thing that she had to contribute. Like, they really kind of downplay her character too.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I don't know. That's very murky. So I think that's all. Anything else you can think about with the first 5 chapters?
Those were all the clues that I have written down. Their alibis. She died she was murdered between 2 and 4:30.
Yeah, that's right.
So that's time frame that
Yeah. Yeah, and you're right. He doesn't have anything up until 6 o'clock.
Yeah. He said he like wakes up in the morning. I think he reads the newspaper, and then it's 6 o'clock. And
Yeah, you know what? He's definitely on the suspect
Yeah.
list. All right, so the next installment, we're going to read the next 6 chapters, right?
yes.
So 6 through 11.
Yes.
6 through 11, and then we will report back. So like and subscribe, and we're going to link the tabs. And I'm going to have the suspects back there.
Hopefully.
So many technical advances.